So here we are with the final episode. Episode 13 of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Season 1 anyways. We've got like 4 more seasons, and I know that people are very excited for me to get into those 4 seasons, but all I'm saying is that if you're expecting season 4 or season 5 or something, probably go and check back by the end of the year. But we'll just have to see how the finale ends for this season. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access in the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Well, weather's all fucked. Alright. Well, I suppose if the Whispering Wood is frozen over, they can't exactly change their path. Unless they just break, you know. Alright, can't wait for the princesses to come together this episode, right? Right?
By making the black garnet more powerful, we sapped power from the other princesses' runestone.
Upsetting the balance.
What was that you just said about making the other princesses?
Oh, this is fucking great.
Elemental princess.
The other elemental princesses?
Scorpia. I don't have a runestone, and Scorpia doesn't appear to have any
Connection.
connection to the black garnet.
Huh, interesting.
And with the Whispering Wood frozen over,
Yeah.
there's nothing stopping us.
Damn, y'all just got a cam the Brightstone. Well, maybe it's part of the black carded being at 200% and all that, huh? So that's the runestone, which is what we've been seeing for a while, but like...
Cloud is coming from the fright zone.
So what's our plan? We do have a plan, right?
Well, I mean, you have to come back and just fucking destroy the black garnet.
The woods are frozen over. There's nothing left to shield Brightmoon from the Horde.
And also that, you know, prepare for an attack from the Horde, who's finally able to come on over here.
Someone must have seen the distress beacon by now. Why hasn't anyone come?
The alliance is broken and coming, though.
No one's coming. Someone's come. Oh. He's...
Coming, guys.
You still don't know what
We do.
it's in the name. Next, Tasa? Next.
I does.
Yes, darling, you're beautiful.
And so Spinnerella spins.
Not only are you without your powers, but you're still glitching. It's too dangerous. But Mom, your mom is right, Glimmer.
If only we can get Entrap the back and get her to hack the glitch out of you.
Not even She-Ra can take out an army of Horde soldiers all on her own.
Then what good is she?
I mean, She-Ra's a big symbol to be able to unite other people. If she's super fucking OP and could just do everything, you know, like that's people would rely on her a little bit too much, even though they feel like they kind of do.
I saw Catra in there. I thought I could get through to her.
I don't know. It feels like Catra would have eventually figured out where that place is and bust inside. Oh, was the mace?
No.
I mean, you already have a weapon.
Mom, how'd you know we'd be in here? Did you really think I wouldn't notice you were holding weapons? While my friends in my home are in danger. I have to do this. I know. Mom, wait.
Glimmer is still ready.
This is your father's staff. I think it's time you had it.
The way she grabbed that staff, I thought she was gonna use the end of the staff as a sword or something. Damn, dude. The Horde works fast! Oh shit, we're getting the whole fucking transformation. Oh shit, she's got armor on now. Whoa. I like that bow found armor that also happens to have something red on it. Gonna match, you know? I really like that the runestone is just out in the sky. Floating. Defenseless. Yeah, they've got fucking cannons out here, dog. I don't know if... Wow. This is all unmanned and has bombs inside. Well, we all know who's planning this. Gotta have a little bit of grace before you charge into battle, huh? Emily, that's her name. Alright, one of the bots that trapped the like. I was trying to remember what her name was. Alright, you've got support. Well, I suppose she did use the staff as how I kind of expected it. For a little stabby stab. Can you, like... No. Okay. Wasting all this power. Not enough manpower. Oh, there goes the sword. Just, my glasses. I forgot my glasses. God, that was some gorilla strength right there. So you can watch me fucking win? Oh, shit! Oh. Alright, we saw exactly what they did. They spun in there and they tossed nets. Fantastic. Somebody's a little angry. Yeah, she's really out here superhero punching everything. What? Yeah. Damn, she fucking 360 on you. Ooh. Oh, Catra, you shouldn't say that. Catra, you should not be talking about friends and friendship. Catra needs to go to Villainy 101. But hold on. She always has something up her sleeves. Oh? Oh, shit. How did that one get up there?
So where were we? Oh yeah, I was about to punch you.
Yeah, it's just, continuously lost around here. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the shield. He was just right there. Okay, that thing was bigger than I thought. I thought it was a tiny one, but no, it's actually just a slim and tall one. God, I'm gonna say is that once darkness comes and wins and all that, y'all are gonna really regret not having the sun. Damn, punted her right off. Damn, that fucking combo attack. Damn, dude, the hero's about to lose. Oh, I actually like that. I can't do it. It's okay. We'll hug out towards the end. The other princesses are coming, of course. Well, yeah, there's a big storm out here and all that. Oh, stay down, it seems. One final aim at the runestone. Or at the base of the runestone. I suppose can't keep the runestone if it falls, right? Just fucking booting them out. Ooh. Oh, we get to see all the... Oh, so it was in the tree, in the giant tree. Oh. Just lodges right off. I thought Angela was just gonna fucking vanish or something. I thought she was... Okay, so like the whole thing of like, you know, the heroes losing and all that. I don't know why, especially when it comes to... Okay, what the fuck are these nets? She just caught it and she just tossed the fucking projectile back into her net. Oh my god. Damn, bro, now she's got her power back. She's just using it, like... Oh? Oh, on the... Yo, y'all got blasted by the power of the rainbow. Holy shit, that fucking animation of Catra falling. It was like a fucking somebody on a string attached to her back just fucking pulled her. Never seen nets like that. I know, right? What the fuck are these nets? It's not over. I mean, it's over right now, but you know, still the Horde to deal with. We did things together. Group hug, everyone. Wow. I'm sorry, Lord Hordak. They used the power of the gay on us. Friendship and gay.
I got us closer to conquering Bright Moon than anyone ever has.
Big achievement.
Wood is still in ruin. Assyria is ours for the taking.
Ours.
You will have other chances to prove your worth to me as my second in command.
Damn, dude. Get a promotion to second in command? Well, that's it for this season. Alright, well, Entrapta is still gonna be on the Horde's side for another season, I would presume. I mean, she's having a fucking great time. The Horde is essentially like a place where she belongs. That's where all the fucking technology is, and that's we've learned in this episode that she's not an elemental princess. She doesn't have any runestone connected to her, so not like she really fucking needs to be back at her home, which is like filled with what, 3 people in that castle that she lives in. Oh, and I think the Horde is like big enough to the place of the Horde is like big enough and mazy enough where it's probably the same as like her castle, which is a giant fucking maze that she built it. So yeah, she's just right. She's right at home. So anyways, we're gonna get right back to the center. Alright, so that was the final episode of Season 1 of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was, it was a pretty nice ending, a little finale for this season. It certainly hits on all those points of the villains having the upper hand, and as they're getting so close to winning, the hero comes in with their friendship bullshit and just fucking destroyed them by the power of the rainbow. So very fun, right? Very to be expected, but I think that it would still be, there's still a lot of spectacle to go and be like, ooh and ah about at these battles and stuff. I know I've mentioned this during the reaction, but I can't remember exactly if I finished the sentence. But the part where She-Ra is, you know, trying to, for the most part, try to do things by herself, she gets a little bit of support, but for the most part, it's like She-Ra by herself. But then as we get to this one point where the hero's about to win, right? Catra's literally about to just fucking blast these people to oblivion with all these goddamn cannons. But then the whole crew comes in, right? The Princess Alliance comes in, except for Entrapta, because, you know, Entrapta's too busy on the other side right now, working her own stuff. You know, it's just got stuff to do. Yeah, when the Princess Alliance comes in to help, I don't know why, but the first thing that I was thinking about was Sailor Moon. Because we've got some situations, I can't remember if it's in like the newer adaptation of Sailor Moon, which I do like because that one is so much more focused on like the manga itself, but the Sailor Moon I'm talking about is like the older ones, the 90s, where like there were situations where Sailor Moon is just out here doing shit by herself and she's just getting her ass handed by the villains, and then just as she's about to, you know, take the L and all that, the Sailor Scouts comes in to save her. So I was thinking about that. It's probably because of the whole full transformation scene of She-Ra that was making me think about thinking about Sailor Moon. Another thing that I mentioned during the reaction is the fact that, oh, Entrapta is still here. I kind of expected her to kind of be a part of the war, and then having that whole conversation played out like, yeah, you guys left me, and then She-Ra or whoever is just like, oh, we thought we were dead, and all that. Although, maybe Entrapta would be like, well, why didn't you try to find my body then? But she doesn't come into here because she's too busy working on the Black Garnet, which is understandable why she would still be there. So I am surprised in the fact that we didn't get Entrapta back to our side, but instead she's going to continue to be on the Horde's side. And I mean, to be honest, if Entrapta wasn't there for the Horde would not get anywhere. I mean, they have been getting somewhere. I've mentioned it many times before. The Horde is competent but incompetent at the same time. They are unfortunately have to fulfill that villain line where they are just really powerful, but for some fucking bullshit reason they cannot take over the last thing that they need to take over. So there's that whole spiel. I will say when it comes to that, when the Whispering Wood is like broken and everything, Catra found that to be a great opportunity to attack Bright Moon directly, and you know, maybe that was good during that time, but in hindsight, I was thinking about how, like, maybe the Horde should have. Although I don't know, they didn't say anything. The princesses kind of coming on over kind of shows that they weren't really getting attacked by the Horde during this time. They were just, you know, having a lot of storms and all that. But I would presume Catra's focus was a lot more on Bright Moon because she knows that's the biggest rebellion thing, right? That's their main goal and whatever. But honestly, Catra should have just gone and taken the smaller place. Right? Those places have runestones too. Then again, maybe I don't remember if we've got, yeah, they did show us a map before, but I think the Horde is like right here, and then there's like the giant Whispering Wood, and then Bright Moon is somewhere past the whole Whispering Wood stuff, right? I know that Frosta has like an area unlike up in the north, because, you know, north is usually where all the cold stuff are, and I know that Mermista is like out in the sea. There's like this big sea gate, and if she controls that sea gate, so like that's where, so then the Horde can't go through the ocean and into the Whispering Woods. But yeah, I was just thinking about how, like, you know, if Catra could think about it a little bit more, it would be a little bit better to actually attack the other smaller place and just try to make Bright Moon to be like the big center, the distraction. There you go. I don't know, maybe somebody had plans, you know, maybe they planted some spies on the other countries while everybody's attention was on Bright Moon. Who knows? Oh yeah, going back to Entrapta just a little bit, we did find that she is not an elemental princess, and she doesn't really have a runestone, which I suppose is understandable. That's why she has a lot of mechs and stuff, right? If you don't got these magical powers, you've gotta be focused on technology, because that's how you keep up with these fucking magical people. But it does make me think about how Entrapta might not feel as attached or related to those princesses because they have something that she doesn't. But also, I know that somebody has mentioned that Entrapta's character, she has autism, so like that could also explain why she is the way that she is. You can see in the way that she gets very much attached to Emily, this bot that she saw, and she rewired and everything, right? She's fallen in love with Emily and she just loves her. When I see that, it kind of gives me another reason on why Entrapta is in the Horde. Again, the Horde really just feels like home to her. Just got everything that she wants too. A giant black garnet for her to hack on and everything. I will say, during this whole finale, I was slightly afraid for Angella, because like Angela's just over here like, it's taking all my strength to keep my connection with it, and I'm just over here like, oh no, what if, like, you know, the runestone takes too much of her strength and all that, and, you know, and she just fucking dies, or she just turned into particles. That's why when the runestone shined and then she started shining, I thought she was just gonna fucking evaporate or something. And I was just like, no. I do think that it's because somebody had made mention that this show does take a lot of inspiration from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and so since we're at the finale, we've got this runestone and all of that. You know, I was thinking about the finale of book 1 of Avatar. And somebody's just gonna come up there and just fucking snuff the shit out of Angela. Or the runestone would have broken, and then I would assume that maybe Angela would have like given up her life to restore the runestone or whatever. But no, the power of friendship came in and fixed everything, so. We also got to see Spinnerella and Natosa actually doing not to say actually doing something, considering that they haven't really gotten a lot of screen time, but we get to see their power, right? And from what we've learned from Bo, it's that he doesn't know what they do yet. And so here's Natasa, who's just like, hello, you don't know what we do? It's in my fucking name, right? Netasa? I toss nets? Which is fun because they basically are playing onto the fact that all of their names are very much indicating of what they do. Kind of like, what was her name? Spellatastas? Tassa Spella? Lotsa Spella? I currently can't remember her name from Mystical. I also have not written it down, it looks like, so. But this is the part where they point out the fucking names. But as we see in the battles, Spinnerella is just out here spinning, and I also can kind of see why they, you know, other than them just being a couple, I presume, until they actually tell me or whatever, you know, it's just an assumption. But it kind of makes sense why Natasa is, like, always holding on to Spinnerella, because Spinnerella could just spin and, like, go anywhere, it looks like. She's just like, woo, I'm spinning, I'm out of here. And if Natasa holds on to her, then she can go there, right? So I can see that as, like, a couple, right? They're able to use both of their powers accordingly with one another. And Spinnerella really just fucking comes in there, and then Natasa just tosses nets that we find that, like, okay, so her nets, her net power is that she tosses nets, but like it also works as a barrier, which I'm like, okay, I guess. But then she does this thing where a tank fires a projectile, and she just tosses the net at the projectile, and it encases the projectile, and it just shoots it right back at the enemy. What the fuck is going on there? Anyways, I'd like to see more of Spinnerella and Natasa if you need me. As our characters are getting ready to fight, Angela comes into the super secret armory, which she knows about but has been keeping a secret. Typical shit, you know, kids thinking that they're all high and mighty and shit and they're able to keep secrets away from their parents. No. Especially if your parents like the fucking queen and like she has all these workers in her castle. Like, of course the news are gonna fucking spread around. Anyways, she tells Glimmer that, you know, this whole time she wanted to mold Glimmer to become more like her, but unfortunately she is too stubborn and a little hot-headed, and but she is brave, like her father. To which I'm just kind of like, you know, kind of feels like those are the traits that got him killed, but it's alright. And so she hands the staff on over to Glimmer, and it's a very nice moment, right, for her to be able to hand down the weapon that her husband used down on over to her daughter. I was also thinking about how these sort of stuff, like being handed down in terms of weapons, right, it's usually being handed down from like father to son, but here we have it's from mother to daughter instead. Very nice. Although I do like that Angela gives her the staff, and Glimmer's just like, fuck yes, dude! I got a literal staff, not a magical staff, just a fucking literal staff. I'm gonna start fucking hitting people with this staff. So good shit, dude. It's good shit. We have another fight scene between Catra and Adora, and you can really see the difference in their fights. I mean, I get it. It's been showcased us since like the first episode on the fact that Catra is a lot more cunning, a lot more, she uses her smarts a little bit more, because as a child, she felt like the world's just a giant big threat to her, and so she has to learn to defend herself. And since she can't be as strong as She-Ra, literally. She-Ra's just out here fucking punching rocks and like breaking them and shit. But she's not strong as that, so she uses her much more cat reflexes, right? She's much quicker and all that. But in the end, towards the end, in this battle, it is Adora who wins. But Catra, it doesn't really mind that, because even though she lost the battle, she has won the war. Although a little bit too again, villainy 101. You can't be too confident in your wins, because the moment you feel like you're winning, that's when that's the big moment for your enemies to strike and then get you back on the fucking L side. We saw Entrap though looking at the Black Garnet and having her brows brunching a little bit together. Perhaps that's her thinking about like, she is advancing technology, right? She is I don't know about it, advancing her knowledge. There you go, right? And in her research and all that, right? This is such a great result for her research and like this whole time, this whole theory that she's been thinking about, that this whole runestones and first one texts are all connected to one another, right? She finds out that this is true. This is a great thing, but then at the same time, she's looking at this and she's not happy before she has to put on her mask, which, gotta put on her villain face and whatnot. Can't see her expression, only scary. But perhaps there's just that inkling feeling that she might have thought about the friends who have abandoned her. Maybe in this storm, they're in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't matter though, gotta get back to work on the Black Garnet. I do like this final moment as the heroes are about to lose and die or something. We've got Bo who basically asks her like, tell me we can fix this, right? I here's your shield. This is your weapon, right? You've been out without your weapon. Now that you've got the sword, your shield or whatever, you can fix this. And I love that here in this moment of loss, She-Ra / Adora looks at her shield and then she looks at Bo. Also, she looks at the whole situation in general and she says, I'm sorry. I can't fix this. And I love that Bo just hugs her. He's just like, you know what? It's alright. If you can't fix this, we're fucked. So might as well just hug it out, Really fucking show it to Catra. She might feel satisfied now that she's wiped out Adora and all that, and wiped out everybody else, but let me tell you, you're gonna be really fucking empty a year or two later on. Okay, so like, the Horde's plan is to just destroy runestones, destroying everything else and just taking over the world or something, and covering the world in darkness and all that, and I get that, evil people equals darkness and whatever, and good people equals light, whatever. But like, again, y'all are gonna just regret this once you finish taking over the world and like darkness just covers this whole entire fucking planet. I mean, I suppose the Horde has been doing it for a while, right? They've been living in darkness and just horror this whole time. They've got technology to cultivate food without light. So I suppose they'll be able to live on, probably, except for the fact that, again, this whole planet seems hollowed out and, like, it just feels like it just crumble at any moment. Maybe y'all could consider moving to another planet and then terrorizing that. Yeah, all I'm saying is that y'all are gonna really be missing the light a year or two after this, 5 years into it. But, if they're able to survive without light by sheer technology, and they're just gonna become mole people or something, 5 years, 10 years, right, a whole generation afterwards, if the Horde wins, those kids won't even know what the fuck light is. So, I suppose that's fine, If you're able to get a new generation out, they never learn what the fuck light is, and it's just that the world's covered in chaos this whole time. I suppose that's not fine, but I suppose that's fine. There's just something funny about the fact that they show the reflection in the water, but like they're all stretched out. I thought for a second I was just like, is there something wrong with my show? No. It's just their shadow. Why is Natasha posing like that? I really like that it just latches right off. I thought that this whole thing that they latched onto this Black Garnet, it was gonna like leave some holes or something, but no, I guess they're just suction cups here, and it just boop pops right off. I do like that it flashes here, and I think Entrapta protects herself. Yeah, she is. She protects herself with her hair. Very nice. Okay, can you like wrong me for looking at this part? Where Angella is just glowing, and then she puts her hand on Glimmer's cheek, and I genuinely thought she's just gonna fucking vanish into the air, and I'm just like, well, R.I.P. Angella. And I also thought it would be somewhat appropriate because that's the time when she and Glimmer have now finally come to an understanding of each other. Like Angela's character arc has been finished. And then she just fucking poofs and vanishes. Although, I will say, for someone like Glimmer, right? And also with what Angella told her in the beginning of this episode on how she's very much like her father. And I was joking about like, oh, maybe if she's like her father, she's just gonna get herself killed. But because she is like her father, because she is brave and that she loves her mom and she's willing to protect her, she actually was the one who saved Angela in the end, right? She managed to save her mom, unlike the previous time when she was younger and she couldn't save her dad for the most part, right? So I like that. Okay, I did want to look at this part with Frosta. She's just like, yeah, we did things together! Friends! But we do see that here, Frosta, outside of her country or castle and all that, where she, you know, has to have an etiquette, especially at the ball and all that, right? Outside of that, she's pretty much just a fucking kid. And that she comes in being all cool and shit, and then after the win, she's just like, yeah, we did it! Very fun, very fun. Well, I suppose we did end the scene of the Bright Moon Rebellion with Adora crying yet again, being hugged by her friends. Very nice. And the last scene and everything, right? Catra comes up to basically puts out to Lord Hordak, like, hey, I'm the person who has gone this close to the Bright Moon. Alright? Like, I've managed to carve our way through the Whispering Woods, which we've been having trouble this whole time. Y'all have not been making any progress until I came here and became the forest captain, alright? So, like, what are you gonna fucking do? Lord Hordak likes it so much that he's decided that she's going to become his second in command, which is, you know, great and all, but can we see what Lord Hordak does all day? Like, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck is this guy doing? I'd say we just put Catra up on the throne too while we're at it, you know? Just cut out the middleman. Let's just get Catra out on there. She'll probably fucking do better than Lord Hordak, whatever he's doing. Then again, we know that Lord Hordak is the person who decided to put all of this on Catra, right? And it wasn't, what's her face? I currently can't remember her. Shadow Weaver, there you go. Unlike Shadow Weaver, who's been putting Catra down this whole time because she's so much more on Adora's side instead. But Catra is just that person who I suppose you wouldn't expect, even though you kind of do, but for someone like Shadow Weaver, you wouldn't expect her to do such a good job. Oh yeah, now that Shadow Weaver is like kind of been taken away from her Black Guardian and all that, I wonder if we're gonna see her in the next season as well and what she's going to be doing, you know, other than being sad as fuck. I would presume that's gonna be her, just sad as fuck, but then also perhaps, you know, have a little anger welling within her, and we'll see if she has anything to do. We'll just have to see. I can't remember if I've said this back in episode 11, but it is the problem of not editing my own discussion, so I just don't remember. But I was thinking about how Catra wanted Adora in the beginning to come back because she felt betrayed and all that. And it made me think about how, like, if Adora did continue to work in the Horde and all that, she was the one who became forest captain and not Catra. And as we've learned from Catra, who, you know, she wants her own fame and fortune as well, but she always feels being pushed down by Adora. And so if, again, if Adora would have continued on with this, with her path as the Horde, Catra would have betrayed her at some point anyways, out of fucking envy, and just trying to get the upper hand on Adora somehow. So, like, you know, I feel like that point of, like, Catra feeling like she's been betrayed by Adora, or she feels like her shadow, her spotlight has been taken by Adora, like, that would have happened either way. It's just that Adora going to the enemy side has just pushed it a whole lot more. Although I do like the progress for Catra in the fact that in the beginning, again, she feels betrayed and she wanted Adora to come back. But then after that, after she got promoted to forest captain, she kind of comes to realize, I like this power. This is good. I'm able to do whatever the fuck I want. And I enjoy this without Adora being here. So I like her character progression of that to force captain, and now she's like ready to become Lord Hordak's second in command, right? She's working her way up in the Horde, so good for her, you know? But still bad out here, just trying to take over the world and put everything into chaos and darkness and everything. And I don't know, I feel like darkness and chaos would be fine for like a few months or so, but it's probably just gonna get really fucking tiresome after a while. Like, what if you guys want to go on a vacation, you know, and have a nice place where the sun is shining, you know? You want to go to the fucking beach and it's all shadowy and shit. Like, it's not nice. It's not a nice place. Then again, they're villains, so like, what the fuck would they care about art and nice things, right? They're too evil for that. Ooh, why I oughta. That's pretty much my thoughts on the episode overall. I will say for this season of She-Ra, there were a few episodes that I'm not a big fan of, but I can definitely see where they were going with it. But the episodes that hit, they really hit, and I really enjoy it. Again, as I said, I really enjoy the development of Catra and Adora as they go their separate ways, and I would presume all the way into like season 5 or something, they will finally reunite, but like on equal terms and everything, right? Because like there was that power imbalance between them when they were kids, and again, now that Adora's working her way up and Catra's working her way up, they're both gonna be on equal grounds and all that. So very cool, very nice. I do hope to see more of Scorpia doing something. Like, Scorpia's kind of just been there, although I suppose Scorpia doesn't really have elemental powers. So, as Entrapta says that she is not connected to the Black Garnet anymore. To which I wonder if she would be able to connect to the Black Garnet, if unless her connection is like completely cut. It's like some Jedi shit, you know, you're cut off from the Force or whatever. But that clicking in my mind now, and I'm just like, okay, that's why there's like no really big spectacle for Scorpia, because she's just a girl with giant claws, and that's really what she does. She just punches things. I suppose she is the Adora. Just punching things. But I do hope to see more of Scorpia and the things that she will do. I wonder how long Entrapta will be by the Horde, whether she's gonna be there for the next season as well. That will be fun, that'll be interesting. We will also have to see what Catra has in store for Adora, as she is slowly becoming the second in command for the Horde. Jesus Christ, what a big fucking promotion there. And yeah, we're just gonna, hopefully we're also going to see more of Natasha and Spinnerella in the next season as well, so that will be fun, you know, overall. Maybe we'll just get more and more princesses. I believe in like the first 1 to 6 episodes, that's a little bit more of like they're finding the princesses. Well, they're Adora trying to find herself, and then they start getting the Princess Alliance and all that. I can't remember what episode is when they started doing all these like connecting episodes. It was either episode 9 or 8. Somewhere around there, and it's just been going on for a while, just like one single storyline. I really enjoyed that. The last half of the series has been really, really fun. The problems that I have were like in the first half of the series, but everything connects, so I like that, right? Even in like episode 3 when we saw Madame Raz and all that, we learn later on that, well, she does know who Mara is, and we know now that Mara is the previous She-Ra who disconnected the lines of She-Ra, and because of that, Adora is like the first She-Ra in like 100 years or something. So all those connections, I really enjoy all these details within the story that eventually comes back up or gets connected and all that. I really enjoy it. I like the world building in this show, although I will say when it comes to the world building of the show, they kind of have it mapped out for them because of the other She-Ra shows and all that. I know that there's like some changes and all that, like somebody told me that Seahawk in the original She-Ra was the romantic option, the romantic option for She-Ra, or the romance for She-Ra and all that. So I was like, okay, but no, we've got all the big gays in this show now, as we saw with the Rainbow Wave. I like the voice acting. I like the music that was in the show. I think that the animation and the art overall is very nice, and I just love the big contrast between places like the Horde compared to Bright Moon or even Mysticor. So they're very, very much bright colors and everything, right? It would definitely captivate the younger audience who are young, and they would want very much big spectacles and like bright colors and everything. Really catches their attention. But if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around for season 1. I'm gonna start season 2, like, sometime after, although this will all be in a scheduled post, so it'll just be next week of when you see this episode. But, you know, if you're on Patreon or something, I will get it out as soon as I get to it. There you go. That's... And hopefully my editor decides that he's able to take on season 2 as well. So, you know, fingers crossed. So, yeah. If I don't see you guys in season 2, then I will see you guys when I see you.